Hello friends, I'm George, the nice smelling gentleman. Welcome back to my channel guys, and welcome back to another fragrance review. In today's video I'm going to show you what, at least so far in my experience, has been the best Dior Sauvage Elixir cologne. It comes from the house of Ajmal and it's called Orbiter. So as usual in this video I'm going to tell you how this smells, how it performs, how close it is to the original, how much I paid for it, and then at the end of the video I'm going to tell you my honest opinion on whether Orbiter from Ajmal is actually worth checking out. As usual, I'll first show you the packaging, the whole presentation of Ajmal Orbiter. The fragrance comes packaged in this rather small and simple looking dark blue colored box with silver accents on it and a few, lighter shades of the blue color. On the front you got the name of the fragrance, the bottle size 100 milliliters, the concentration EDP. On the top you got the Ajmal logo, some additional information on the back along with a production date, which in this case is September of 2022, so quite an old bottle. And then this is how the actual bottle looks. It has a sort of a simple look to it. On the front you got this accent where it says Orbiter. The cap is plastic. It feels kind of cheap, but at least it's a very snug fit, so there's no problem to actually pick up the fragrance to the cap itself. And all in all, the whole bottle has this sort of a classic old school look to it. If I have to rate the packaging of Ajmal Orbiter, I'll give it a score of, let's say, 7 out of 10 points. If you enjoy my videos guys, I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Okay, now let's talk about the note breakdown of this fragrance and its scent profile. Now, as per Notino, the note breakdown of this fragrance has the following notes. The top notes are nutmeg and grape. The middle notes are cinnamon, lavender and cardamom, and the base notes are musk, amber, patchouli and vetiver. I'll show you the sprayer in action because it's an interesting sprayer. It puts this sort of a white mist, type of spray. And now onto the actual scent of Ajmal Orbiter. The opening of this fragrance is very, very spicy, and actually I pick up quite a strong note that's not listed on the note breakdown, and that's the note of black pepper. It's really, really peppery, very sharp and very spicy in the opening. There's a slight sweetness from that grape note. You can pick up some of that nutmeg, but for me the dominant note in the opening of this fragrance is the black pepper note, which, as I said, is very strong to the point that can be a little bit sort of unpleasant, at least to my nose. Once this starts to dry down, some of that sharp spiciness from the opening starts to go away, bit by bit. In the mid dry down of this fragrance, it still remains quite a sharp and spicy fragrance, but some of the amber sweetness starts to come in. You start to pick up some freshness from the lavender note. The grape note almost completely vanishes in the mid dry down, and once this enters its deep dry down, it starts to lose even more of that spiciness. The musk starts to play a major role. The amber is there, and all in all, on the deeper dry down, this becomes a sweet and enjoyable scent. But as I said, the opening can be very spicy, very peppery, and quite sharp for most people. If I have to rate the scent profile of Orbiter, the dry down, it's very pleasant, but the opening, as I said, can be very spicy and quite sharp. So my overall rating for the actual scent of this fragrance will be a score of 8 out of 10. And now on to the main question of how close Ajmal's Orbiter is actually to the original scent, Dior Sauvage Elixir. Well, as I said in the beginning of this video, this so far has been the closest thing to Sauvage Elixir that I have tried, but with one major thing that you need to keep in mind, and that's the opening of this fragrance, the first 5 to 10 minutes of the life of Orbiter, whereas this thing is twice as spicy as, at least twice as spicy to my nose as the original scent from Dior. Sauvage Elixir is known for its spiciness in the opening, but this is super spicy. It's way more spicy than a Sauvage Elixir. Once those first 5 to 10 minutes pass, this thing actually becomes very close, and on the dry down it's super close to Sauvage Elixir. When I have to talk about the performance of Orbiter, this thing has been a pretty good performer. I get somewhere between 8 to 9 hours of performance on my skin with very loud projection in the first hour and a half, maybe even slightly louder compared to the original scent, but the total longevity on skin, is nowhere near as close as Elixir. Elixir is a beast mode fragrance that will last for at least 12 hours, whereas this one will give you somewhere between 8 to 9 hours. So if I have to rate the performance of this fragrance, I will give it a 8.5 out of 10 points. And I forgot to mention about the closeness of this fragrance. I will give it a 9 out of 10 points for how close it is to the original scent. When it comes to the price tag, I got this fragrance off the Nutino website when they were running a sale about a month ago with something like 18% off or something like that. So I ended up paying roughly about 20 euros, and that also included shipping. So it's super cheap, especially considering the fact that this will get you very close to the original scent and has very decent performance. So if I have to rate the pricing of Orbiter, I will give it again a 9.5 out of 10 points. And lastly, talking about versatility, this, like the original scent, is a pretty versatile fragrance that probably will not work only in the hottest days of the summer, but apart from that, this can be used all year round without any problem. It can be used as a daytime scent, a nighttime scent. So when it comes to the versatility, I will give it a score of 8 out of 10 points. And now onto my final thoughts and my final score on the Ajmal's Orbiter. As I said a couple of times already in this video, this so far has been the best clone of Dior Sauvage Elixir that I have tried, meaning the closest thing to the original scent. It's better than Lattafa's Assad, it's better than Rue Brocas Luminous, it's closer than those two fragrances to the original, and all in all, this is currently the best alternative in my opinion, at least from what I've tried, to Dior Sauvage Elixir. I find only one problem with this fragrance, and that's the fact that the opening can be, too spicy, a little bit overwhelming because of the amount of spiciness that you get with this fragrance, too sharp, and let's just say it, a little bit unpleasant even for some people. But if you can stand those 5 to 10 minutes, those early 5 to 10 minutes in the opening of this fragrance, and then you can enjoy the dry down, which will get you super close to the original scent. All in all, and the best thing out of everything is the fact that this has very decent performance and also is very cheap. So if you're looking for what I think currently is the closest thing to Dior Sauvage Elixir, definitely check out Ajmal's Orbiter. I'll give this fragrance a final score of 8.5 out of 10 points. So guys, in today's video I showed you what I think currently is the best alternative to Dior Sauvage Elixir from the house of Ajmal, called Orbiter. I hope that you found this video interesting or helpful. If you did, give it a like, and I also hope that you're going to join me in my next video. And until then, stay safe and bye bye.